بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الصلاة والسلام على خير الأنبياء والمرسلين وحبيب إله العالمين أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وعلى آل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين. Distinguished guests, dear brothers and sisters, dear viewers, and of course the dear children at home. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. After 9 days of commemorating the martyrdom of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, we are edging towards the day of Ashura. We have every single night we've remembered and we've cried for Al-Abbas alayhi salam. We've remembered and cried for Al-Qasim alayhi salam, Awlan Muhammad. We've also cried about the companions, the Ansar, al-Baneen alayhi salam, Fatima al-Alila, the daughters of Karbala, arriving into Karbala, and how Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam would say, Ha huna, this is the place that our men will be massacred. This is the place that our women will be held captive. We're now edging towards the day of Ashura, a day so heavy for our hearts, and a day that you children will see, that your parents will change. If in the last 9 days, 8 days, 7 days, that you've seen them be a certain way, the day of Ashura is a day that you will see them change completely. And that's when their hearts are heavy and they are sad, genuinely sad and distraught for the martyrdom of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. But before that, it's not really in order, but today we commemorate the martyrdom of Ali al-Akbar alayhi salam, although he is remembered towards the later nights of the 10 nights. He is the first of the Bani Hashim, so the family, the immediate family of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. He's the first to come out and fight and sacrifice himself, especially after all of the companions had laid their bodies and their souls for Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. Here joining us on the show, we have once again the two ever-present lecturer and poet, Hussein Teft, as well as Sayhan Jetta. Assalamu alaikum to you both.
Wa alaikum salam.
And we welcome once again Murtaza Akbar Ali to the reciter position. So thank you very much for joining us. Assalamu alaikum. I'm not going to ask a question for this episode, but I wanted to kind of start with Hussein, because there's a lot to get through, especially when it comes to Ali al-Akbar alayhi salam. You know who he was. He wasn't young, although young by history standards.
Yeah.
When I say that, children, a lot of people think 25, 26, 27 is quite young, but in Imam Hussein's time, that is not very young. When you're 27, you're more or less you're a fully grown man, you're an adult, and it's different to being a 13-year-old. Yeah. Because we mentioned in the Qasim episode that 13 he was getting ready to get married, right? So 27 he's now a fully grown man. However, it's still considered a day for the youth in terms of Ali al-Akbar. There's a lot that we can learn, in terms of how he looks physically, what his manners are, and how he speaks, that being very relatable to the Holy Prophet. I think there's a story that you're going to mention as well. Yes. But in terms of the roles and achievements of Ali al-Akbar alayhi salam, before Karbala, can you describe some of the characteristics that he has?
See, as you know, he looked exactly like the Prophet, not looked, but his akhlaq also. But the one story that really resembled the most is that a Christian man came to Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, saying that I had a dream. I saw my Prophet Isa alayhi salam, and I saw your Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. This man has never seen the Prophet. The man, Imam al-Hussein, said, how do you know it was my Prophet? He said, I don't know, but I had a feeling, my heart was telling me it was Prophet Muhammad. Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam replied, if I bring you someone who looks like the Prophet, would you recognize him? He said, yes. Who did he call? He called no other than his son Ali al-Akbar alayhi salam. See, my dear brothers and sisters, at that time, Ali al-Akbar had his face covered because he was so beautiful, he had to cover it sometimes. When he came, Imam Hussein asked him to uncover his face, and he uncovered it, and the Imam asked, is that the Prophet? He said, yes, that is the same man I saw in my dream. Because Ali al-Akbar resembled the Prophet the most, everyone in Medina knew him, as they would narrate that when Ali al-Akbar would give a sermon, it was as if Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is giving a sermon. But now we come to the role of Ali al-Akbar. Most people think Ali al-Akbar's role was to go to Karbala, fight to defend the people, bring water to the children. But before that, what was his role? His role was to protect his brother Imam al-Sajjad. You might ask, how can he protect his brother Imam al-Sajjad? Everybody knew they all knew Ali al-Akbar alayhi salam. He resembled the Prophet. Even Muawiyah, may Allah curse him, states, in Maqtal al-Talibiyin, page 52, Abu Farj al-Asfahani states that Muawiyah la'natullah alayhi was giving a sermon. He says, who is more entitled to rule instead of me? So imagine a dictator asking the people who is more entitled to rule. And if you upset a dictator, you're instantly killed. It's like a death wish if you say the wrong answer. So the people were scared and they said, no one other than you or Prince of Believers. Then he said, you guys are all wrong. Ali, the son of Hussein, is more entitled to rule instead of me. For 3 characteristics. First, because of the bravery of Bani Hashim. Second and third is how he looked and sounded just like the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is how he was protecting his brother. So in Karbala, Imam Sajjad would not be butchered. So he wouldn't be butchered like his brother and his father. And other than that, it's because he was ill too.
Interesting. So what you're saying is that Ali al-Akbar's alayhi salam's role was to protect Imamah, essentially. Yes. Because after he was martyred, Ali al-Akbar was martyred, he wasn't able to protect Imamah, and that was Sayyidah Zainab's role. Because Sayyidah Zainab in the court of Yazid had to step forward and say, look, if you want to get to Ali Sajjad, you have to kill me. And that stand alone, just that action alone, saved Imamah. Pretty much saved Islam, to be honest. Very, very interesting. I think, Sayhan, I'm very much looking forward to what you have in store. I think all of the poems that you've given us so far have been fantastic, so eloquent. Really does take you on a journey, and I'm looking forward to the journey that you have for us today.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Ali Akbar. The women are lamenting, the children are shouting, while towards his father Ali Akbar is advancing. To defend you, O my father, is my duty. I must go and protect the religion of Muhammad and Ali. Akbar, my son, do you even realize what you're asking? Do you know how difficult it is for a father to accept what you are requesting? Hussein knew he had to grant his son his final desire. The enemies ran away from him like he was made from fire. The enemies were mesmerized by every move of the son of Layla. Was this Ali Akbar or Rasulullah? Blink and you would miss him. He would move in a flash. He ended his opponent's life in a single bash. Layla silently prays for her Ali Akbar. Oh Allah, bring him back to me, as you brought Ismail back to Hajar. Allah never refuses a mother's supplication. And Ali Akbar took a break from his fight with the people of corruption. Father, the thirst is killing me. I am exhausted from fighting against the enemy. I know this is ungrateful, but surely one sip of water and for messing with you, they would be sorry. Oh my son, I am sorry. A child's wish should be a priority to the father, but I am not in the capacity to give you water even though you are thirsty. Ali Akbar went off, but Hussein kept following, like a father preventing his child from falling. Ali Akbar kept fighting like Ali until a spear pierced his chest and he fell on his knee. Baba, come to my rescue. This is my ultimate call. Imam Hussein rushed to where he had seen his beloved son fall. Upon seeing his son's bloodied body, he cried so much. Upon seeing his son's bloodied body, he cried so much he couldn't see anything or anybody. Like Yaqub, when Yusuf went missing, Hussein lost his sight when he saw his Akbar dying. Layla wanted to see her son in a bed of roses lying. But what did she see? Her son in a pool of his own blood drowning. صلى على محمد وآله.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. I love that you've taken from the Masa'ib. I don't know if you've listened to the Masa'ib that's given on the pulpit, or it was intentional, or it was by accident, because some of the lines in there were literally word for word what the scholars say on the pulpit. Can you realize what part of it? No. So there's a part where you say Imam Hussein alayhi salam comes to him and says, I'm supposed to be your father, I'm supposed to be your protector. It saddens me that I can't be there for you. Imam Hussein also said that in I think you said it in the poem, but also in the scholars on the pulpit in the Musibah, they also mentioned those specific words as well. So fantastic, very well done. Before we go on to is it a martiyah for today? Yeah, before we go on to the martiyah from Murtaza, we're going to just finish off the conversation that we're having with Hussein. Before we were talking about Ali Akbar's role before Karbala, and I imagine that he's going to have a massive role during Karbala. So tell us about that.
So when Ali Akbar alayhi salam entered the battlefield, he wanted to make sure that they know who they're fighting. So he said, أنا علي بن الحسين بن علي نحن وبيت الله أولى بالنبي تالله لا يحكم فينا ابن الدعي أضربكم بالسيف أحمي عن أبي. He's saying, I will hit you with my sword, protecting my father. ضرب غلام هاشمي علوي. Ali Akbar wanted to make clear that he's the son of Hussein, son of Ali, because the people were afraid of the word Ali, as they were afraid of Ali ibn Abi Talib. I mean, who wouldn't be? A man that lifted the door of Khaybar with one hand. Now look, the relationship with Ali Akbar and Imam Hussein comes even into the battlefield, as he was riding one of Imam Hussein's favorite horses by the name of Lahi. Now, but in terms of the Masa'ib of Ali Akbar, they started with Imam Hussein and his son, as he was the most favorite, I don't want to say the favorite son, but he loved his grandfather so much that when he would look at Ali Akbar, he would see his grandfather. So when Ali Akbar asked his father for permission to fight, it would break his heart, as it is if he's allowing his grandfather to enter the battlefield. He didn't want Ali Akbar to fight, but in the same way he did, as he wanted to set an example for the Muslim Ummah, that he would sacrifice his own son in the way of Allah. Now we come to the sermon of Imam al-Sajjad alayhi salam in the courtyard of Yazid la'anatullah alayh, as he said, أنا ابن مكة ومنى أنا ابن زمزم والصفا أنا ابن محمد المصطفى أنا ابن علي المرتضى أنا ابن سيدة نساء العالمين أنا ابن الحسين الشهيد أنا ابن مرمل بالدماء أنا ابن ذبيح كربلاء. Imam al-Sajjad alayhi salam finished his sermon. Ibn Ziyad said, who is this person? They told him, this is Ali ibn al-Hussein. Ibn Ziyad was shocked and he replied, أليس قد قتل الله علي ibn al-Hussein? Now this is where the role of Ali al-Akbar comes to place. He said, didn't Allah kill the son of Hussein? What does he reply? He said, قد كان لي أخ يقول له علي بن الحسين قد قتله الناس. He's trying to say that you people killed Ali ibn al-Hussein, not Allah. I had a brother by the name of Ali al-Akbar ibn al-Hussein, which you people killed. So this is Imam al-Sajjad trying to make it clear that he is the next Imam. So you can see this was Ali al-Akbar's role in Karbala, to keep his brother safe from the enemies, so no harm can go to Imam al-Sajjad. Because brothers and sisters, just imagine that Ali al-Akbar's role was to protect Imam al-Sajjad. Now put your place in Imam al-Sajjad's shoes, that seeing your own brother being killed just for you. Narration mentions that Ali al-Akbar fought the enemies with the bravery of his grandfather Imam Ali alayhi salam, killing many people of Kufa. The total number of people reached 200. With his thirst, he still killed 200. They cannot get Ali al-Akbar from one to one. So Murr ibn Muqadr al-Abadi la'natullah alayh snuck from behind and struck Ali al-Akbar's beloved chest with a spear, and then hit Ali al-Akbar's head with a sword, causing it to open. But that wasn't enough for the enemies of Allah. As they accomplished what they wanted to accomplish, they wanted to abolish the lineage of Ali ibn Abi Talib. So you think it is enough to crack someone's head open? No. What did they do? They surrounded him from side to side, cutting him into pieces. What breaks my heart the most is Abu Abdullah al-Hussein seeing his own son being martyred. But when Imam al-Hussein heard his son say, Assalamu alayka ya Abu Abdullah, he rushed to his beloved son. This is where Imam al-Hussein shows Hanan al-Ab, as Ali al-Akbar was Ruh al-Hussein. Narrators say, Nama biqurbihi, he slept next to Ali al-Akbar's body. وَحَمَلَهُ, and he put him in his lap. Sayyida Sakina narrates that my father laid down my brother and hugged his body. وَالْحُسَيْنُ رَفَعَ رَأْسَهُ وَاخْتَنَقَ, he lifted his head from his son's body and he could not breathe because he just lost his son, Ali al-Akbar. Imam al-Hussein said, Bunayya Ali, ala dunya ba'dak al-afa, meaning, oh son, I wish it was me dead, not you. This is Ali al-Akbar, Ruh al-Hussein. I can't imagine seeing a son seeing his own father pass away, let alone seeing a father seeing his son pass away. ساعد الله قلبك يا أبا عبد الله إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون.
Thank you very much, Hussein for that Musiba, as well as the explanation in terms of the role of Ali al-Akbar alayhi salam in Karbala. We now move on to Murtaza Akbar Ali, who will give us a marthiyah, I think, for Ali al-Akbar alayhi salam. Bismillah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali.
अली अकबर ने दी सदा अपनी कमर को थाम के, शबीर ने कहा करियल जवा की लाश उठाने चले हैं हम, सीधी होए कमर तुझे अब عباس کی قسم کری الجواں کی لاش اٹھانے چلے ہم سیدھی ہوئے کمر تجھے عباس کی قسم یہ امتحان ضعیفی میں مجھ کو نبھانا ہے ارے اکبر کو لے کے خیمہ زینب میں جانا ہے رستے میں لڑکھڑائے نا شبیر کے قدم سیدھی ہوئے کمر تجھے عباس کی قسم کری الجواں کی لاش اٹھانے چلے ہیں ہم سیدھی ہوئے کمر تجھے عباس کی قسم غربت پہ اپنی رویا ہے خود ابن فاطمہ ارے گر گر کے طے کیا ہے مکہ تل کا فاصلہ بس ہم سے دور لاش اکبر ہے دو قدم سیدھی ہوئے کمر تجھے عباس کی قسم کری الجواں کی لاش اٹھانے چلے ہیں ہم سیدھی ہوئے کمر تجھے عباس کی قسم اس حال میں مجھے کہیں زہرا نہ دیکھ لے ارے میری کمر جھکی ہوئی بابا نہ دیکھ لے آتی ہی ہوں گے میری مدد کوش ہے امم سیدھی ہوئے کمر تجھے عباس کی قسم کری الجواں کی لاش اٹھانے چلے ہیں ہم سیدھی ہوئے کمر تجھے عباس کی قسم محمد صلوات
اللهم صل على محمد وآل Muhammad. Many thanks, Murtaza. If you can choose maybe a paragraph or maybe the chorus to translate.
Can I choose a paragraph, please? So it's اس حال میں مجھے کہیں زہرا نہ دیکھ لے. In this state, may my mother Zahra not see me. ارے میری کمر جھکی ہوئی بابا نہ دیکھ لے. My back curled up, may my dad not see me like in this state. اس حال میں مجھے کہیں زہرا نہ دیکھ لے. ارے میری کمر جھکی ہوئی बाबा नते खिले आती होगी मेरी मदद को शहे उमम सीधी होए कमर तुझे पास की आती होगी मेरी मदद को शहे उमम. Shahe Imam is going to come and help me.
Okay. That's really, really nice. Thank you very, very much for that, Murtaza. And also, thank you for your presence on these shows. It's brought a calming, soothing elegy for Akbar alayhi salam, as well as in the previous episodes, Al-Qasim and the daughters of Karbala, as well as arriving, or Imam Hussein in general. So thank you. And on that note, brothers and sisters, dear viewers at home, especially the children, I hope you've learnt a thing or two about Akbar in terms of his role before Karbala and his role after Ashura or during Ashura, as well as the soothing voice of Murtaza Akbar Ali, and the eloquent poetry of Sayyan Jatta. Thank you so much to all three of you, and inshallah we'll see you in the next and final episode of Verses of Love Mini Husaini edition, the night or the day before Ashura, inshallah. We'll see you then. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.